Good afternoon, everybody. I'm really excited to be filming another video. I have recently made the resolution to upload my videos every Thursday. So I'm trying to get it pinned down to a consistent day so that it's not just kind of like random all over the place. So you should be expecting videos from me every Thursday now. Do you guys like my hair? I can't even fit it in the screen. That's how tall it is today. I think it kind of looks like a pineapple, honestly. This is just what I do with my hair when I haven't washed it for 2 days. I mean, not 2 days. I haven't washed it for I haven't washed it for at least 7 days, which is a really long time. And I know some people can get away with hardly ever washing their hair, and more power to you if that's you. But for me, because my hair's curly and coarse and dry, all my hairs just stick to themselves. And eventually, if I don't wash it, it becomes one massive dreadlock. So I'm not really looking forward to getting in the shower and trying to untangle this, which is probably why over the past couple of days I've been procrastinating washing my hair. Enough chitter chatter. Today, I wanted to chat to you guys about motivation and creative motivation and how to stay motivated when you are doing something creative or you're pursuing a creative career. And I think that this is something that a lot of artistic, creative people struggle with. I have a lot of friends who are very talented, very artsy, insanely creative, ideas-based, expansive people, but who find they get to these dead ends and they get stuck and they find it really hard to actually do the things that they need to do to make it into a sustainable career for them. So that's what we're chatting about today, how to get over that hump when you just feel like, eh. This looks different for everybody, and I think your personality and your habits play a lot into this. If you're someone who is a very relaxed personality, you're not really a go-getter, then you might find this more difficult than other people. If you are someone who is an overthinker and you just overprocess everything, this might be something that you might struggle with. Or even just somebody who finds it hard to keep doing the same things over and over without success, because a lot of creative people take a long time to become successful in what they want to do, and continually being consistent is one of the hardest parts. For me, I think probably the consistency is the thing that I've always found the most challenging, because I am great at starting things. One of my strengths is actually being an activator, starting things, making things happen. And I've had to learn how to then keep doing those things and not just start something, move to the next project, start something, move to the next project, start something. That's how I naturally want to be. And so I've had to learn how to be no, okay, we're picking these 3 things and we're just going to keep doing them over and over and over and over. Some of the things that I have used to help me, the first thing I'm going to talk about are essential oils, and I'm going to talk to you guys about 3 essential oils that have been really helpful for me in just motivating myself when I feel kind of in a slump and I just want to binge watch Netflix all day. So the first oil I'm going to talk about is actually an oil called Motivate. Surprise, surprise. It's a blend by doTERRA, and it's a blend of several different oils. Peppermint, clementine, and coriander are 3 of the oils in this blend, and these are very energizing, uplifting oils. We've also got Melissa, rosemary, and vanilla. And rosemary is especially good for concentration and focus, which I think is one of the hardest things when you just feel all over the place and you feel very easily distracted, as a lot of creative people can feel. So rosemary is also really good for mental clarity. And another one that is fabulous for focus in this blend is basil. The Melissa in this blend is great for just relieving anxiety and supporting clear thinking and meditation. And so you can see how all these oils, you've got some energy oils, focus oils, oils that help mental clarity, and that relieve anxiety. They're all kind of blended together to help you feel calm and focused and motivated. The next oil that I love for just helping with my creative inspiration, helping me feel creatively motivated, is Citrus Bliss. And this oil is basically all the citrus oils plus vanilla. So you've got wild orange, lemon, grapefruit, mandarin, bergamot, tangerine, clementine, and vanilla. And all citrus oils have uplifting properties and energizing properties, as well as calming, relaxing, soothing properties. So they kind of have these yin and yang elements that seem opposite, but are actually highly complementary. And basically how it works is it helps when you smell that smell, it goes up into your limbic system and sends signals to your brain that release hormones that calm yourself down and lower your stress levels, but also promote healthy energy levels in your body, but positive energy, not like an anxious energy. So this is a really, really wonderful blend, and it's called the Invigorating Blend, and that's one of the reasons I listed it, because it's really invigorating. And the third oil that I would use to inspire creativity and help me be creatively motivated is an oil called Passion. And this is filled with oils like cardamom, which is great for mental fatigue and confusion. Passion, which, Passion is the name of the blend, not an oil in the blend. Cinnamon, which helps you feel more receptive and open to new ideas. Ginger, it activates you, and it helps support your memory and your brain. Clove is also wonderful brain support, and sandalwood and jasmine in this blend are very calming, relaxing oils. And we all know that when we're stressed or uptight or irritated or nervous, that can really stop us from being expressive, from being creative, from having new ideas and new thoughts. So yeah, that's why it's such a great blend of oils. If you guys want to try out any of those oils, you can just click on my website link in the description, and it will take you through to a page where you can learn more about the oils and learn more about how you can get 25% off any oils, or you can just send me an email if you just have questions you want to ask me personally about essential oils. Second thing I think is so helpful when we're looking at just staying motivated and inspired as an artist, are exposing yourself to things that inspire you. And I think this can be such a range of things. It can obviously include exposing yourself to your art. So if you're a painter, sorry, my cat is so funny. Guru, you wanting to star in our YouTube video today? She's so cute. Sorry, distracted. Oh, okay. Yeah, so exposing yourself to your art. So if you're an artist, that could be going to an art gallery. If you're a filmmaker or an actor, going to the cinema or watching something on Netflix. If you are a sculptor, going and seeing an exhibition, you get the idea. Basically finding some kind of creative inspiration that relates directly to what you do. Then there are things that don't relate directly to what you do, but they're also really inspiring. So that could be walking in nature, that could be reading a really good book, that could be listening to a radio show, experiencing another kind of art that maybe you haven't experienced before, that can just open your mind to new ideas and new possibilities. This could also look like listening to podcasts that relate to your specific thing, in terms of giving you being inspired by other people talking about what you do. So some of the podcasts I like to listen to as an actor are, I really love Off Camera with Sam Jones. That is an amazing podcast. If you have not checked it out, I will leave the link to that podcast in the description. There's also a podcast that's technically finished now, but you can still listen to all the episodes on iTunes. It's called Inside Acting. And that is a really wonderful podcast for just more of the practical things of how to actually make it in the business, and just looking at lots of different aspects of what the film world looks like. Being in community is the third thing I want to talk to you guys about, and I think this is actually the most important thing. As an artist, it's easy to get isolated because creative people often see the world differently. We often can have unique ideas, unique perspectives, and that can feel isolating, or it can make us tempted to isolate ourselves. But this is like anti-creativity. Isolation is anti-creative health. We need to be around other people and other creative people. So I think staying in community with just people in general is important. Friends, family, if you go to a church, staying involved in that local community, but also staying in community with other artists. So I think the best way of doing this is actually finding places you can volunteer, like whether that's a local book club, a thespian society, maybe there's some kind of group near you that does what you love that you can join, and basically just get kind of knitted in with people who are interested in the same thing, because that will lead to wonderful inspiration for you and for them, and could also even turn into some amazing collaborative projects. And you also need those people who understand you, like, because artists can be a little bit quirky or have a little bit of a different perspective on life. Having people around you who are artists helps, because you feel more understood and you feel like you can appreciate one another's perspectives and point of views, and that is really important for any human being. Number 4 is rest-work balance. So I think in our culture, we do not have a very good understanding of rest-work balance, but I personally think this is key to being and staying creative in the long term. So I'll explain what I mean by this. In our culture, we kind of see rest as laziness. And if you want to be a hardworking person, that means you have to work all the time, like non-stop. But what happens when you do that is your brain gets really exhausted, and you're not going to be your most creative self, because you get very burnt out from going and never stopping. And the quality of your work will probably diminish because your brain hasn't rested enough to actually come up with new creative ideas. So I think having time each day when you rest, and then having one day each week where you just do nothing, is really healthy for your brain and for creating new ideas and promoting relaxation that will help you to be able to continue to do what you love. Because on an emotional level, if you're working all the time, you will start to hate your work. Nobody wants to work all the time. We're not designed to actually go all the time. So you need those respites to actually stay in love with what you do, to not burn out and be mentally, emotionally, and physically capable of doing what you do. And then also to inspire new ideas. The brain actually has to be bored. And I found that in the times when I've just stopped and just let my brain do nothing, I've come back to my project with fresh perspective, fresh ideas, and I've been way more productive because of that rest. Exercise can actually be really important. Exercise can be important in 2 ways. Exercise creates a discipline in our lives, where if we're exercising, let's say 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 5 times a week, you have this habit in place that encourages other good habits. There's something to be said for just doing something consistently that can help you be in a routine and do other things consistently. I think it also helps because it releases a lot of pent-up energy, a lot of stress or anxiety that could come from what you do. And that's really, really healthy for our brains, to have that positive flood of endorphins, to release any stress, and to kind of start the day with a fresh slate, a fresh brain, and to feel energized about what we do, and energized while we're doing our creative pursuits. being creative takes patience, and it takes consistency, and it takes doing the same things every day and maybe not seeing anything come of it for a year or 2 years or 10 years. That's what it can look like, but that's why not many people do it. And if it's something that you truly feel like you're supposed to do and you're called to do, and if it's something where you feel like this is the only thing that you could do and that you can do, then the cost of that is being patient and being persistent and pursuing it. And I think that this kind of like separates the people who really want to do it to the people who think they want to do it but don't really want to do it, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it separates the boys from the men, because to be consistent and patient in the long term, in the long race, to be the tortoise and not just the hare, takes really being passionate about something and really being committed to something and really loving what you're doing or what you're trying to do or what you're trying to achieve. So yeah, I guess those are my 7 tips to stay creatively motivated and focused. If you guys liked this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe and hit the bell if you want more videos like this, and please comment below and let me know your take on this and how you have experienced creativity, and maybe some of the things that you found helpful, some things that you haven't found helpful, and what your journey has been so far. And I shall see you in the next video. Bye.